Okay, so we got our 5 American couples that I'm going to review with you all. And they kind of messed it up. I was ready for, okay, the 2 couples that didn't get married last week. And then, just staying with those 2 couples. No, we went back and forth to make it complicated on me who's making notes. So let's start with Amelia and Bennett. Now remember, this is the one that Amelia says they met at a party to her mom before they walked down the aisle. And Bennett says it's not the first time. And the family gives Bennett tips of the love of peanut butter before they exchange vows. Bennett's family and friends want her to know that he's compassionate towards even trash cans. Their wedding vows were perfect for them. She wrote a poem and he said words like of adventure. Bennett likes her feather earrings and the bird's nest on the head. Amelia calls him a hunk. And they both seem positive towards the future. During the wedding photos, they seem loving and bizarre at first. Dance was crazy natural, Bennett said, and she's asking questions while they dance to try and get to know him, which seemed a little bit not normal, but it is what it is. Amelia feels comfy with Bennett, and they look great, and Amelia's brother and Bennett's sister chat. Bennett's mom welcomes Amelia. Bennett meets Amelia's bridesmaids. Bennett's bridesmaids talk about Bennett, and they all seem to think she's perfect for him. And the best man and Bennett chat, and the groomsmen join in on the chat. Kids, they definitely chat about that because Bennett says there's a chemistry of 10. So, yay for Bennett and Amelia. And honestly, I didn't think that those 2 wacky kids were going to make a go of it. I had said against them last week that they would not make a go of it, but you're going to see me as I go along write down yay or nay. For Amelia and Bennett, who told me last week after, I was watching their bits and pieces, which we didn't get to see the wedding, we didn't get to see all that last week. This week, I go from a nay to a yay, that they will work. So that's shocking, okay? Christina and Henry. Now, there's multiple of problems with these 2, okay? Let's start with the 3 girls. Well, we won't get there yet. We have to get them married first, Donna. Okay, where's their wedding? Up here. The parents give the speech of support to Henry. Bridesmaid and mom, bride and chat. Groom sent flowers. While they're preparing, the groom sends her flowers. Now, mind you, she made a big deal out of finding a man who would send her flowers because she never received flowers before. So when you think that when you meet your husband for the first time, the man who sent you flowers, you would make a big deal while you're getting married to say, hey, thank you for sending me the flowers, which, by the way, I'm loving the idea of gifts sent to each other to show, kind of individuality and show how much they're going to mean to you. I think that's beautiful. But she just doesn't even mention it, thank you or nothing to him. I'm like going, that's ridiculous. She cried, though, when she did receive him before the wedding. Groomsman says it's going to be great. They don't smile, but they both enjoy Taylor Swift while they're enjoying the vows of complimenting each other. She didn't thank him for the gift. I keep saying that because I'm blown away by this woman who said a man never sent her flowers. This man sends you flowers and you don't thank him. Okay. She kissed him during the photo, which he didn't kiss her, and that was very awkward. There was a chat about the experiment before they went and meet and greeted everybody at the party of them getting reception, if you will. And she was worried about her earrings. He's telling her about his friends who are there in support of him, and the only thing she can say is, I forgot to wear my earrings. Hello. You're with your new husband. Focus on that. Don't worry about what you have on. Focus on your husband. Then her mom has to give her earrings so she has earrings to wear. The aunt of Henry gives a speech, and Henry's dad does a wonderful speech during that as well. We're going to finish Henry and Christine right now because or Christiana, or whatever her name is. God, sorry if I ruin it, but this relationship, Henry and Christiana, there's 3 girls that have been friends with Henry for a long time. They're judgmental towards Christina, and one of the friends is out to ruin this marriage. She said, I don't consider him married. I mean, they are married, but I don't respect the relationship. And then this other girl who went out on a date with him walks up to her and goes, he is so hot and sexy. And she's like, I know. And Henry has to escort her away from this girl who's telling this to her. And Henry says that he's hopeful. But I thought he seemed dry, like something was wrong with that man. They throw okay, that's all of the notes on Henry and Christiana. So what am I going to give these two? The same thing I gave them last week. No, they're not going to work. Karen and Miles. Now, I would love to see these two work out. I really would, especially for Miles' sake. But the very first thing that we see, them talking at the reception about maturity and age, and how she's focused on how she's the older one. And she's like going, how old did you think I was? And then he's like, well, marriage is an adjustment. Miles is so ready to be married. Kathy is talking to Miles and being like, that's my baby girl, because her daughter's Karen. And says that you have to make sure that you don't give her time, don't pressure her, and because pressure makes her shut down. Pressure makes all of us shut down, honey. I just wanted to let you know that. And then Karen talks to Miles' parents, who is very wanting them to know that Miles is nurturing, and Karen is concerned about loving him, of course. I think that's what I meant by that. Miles compliments Karen and says that it's a start to a beautiful marriage, which is adorable. What do I give Karen and Miles? The same thing that I gave them last week. 0 hope. No. Olivia and Brett. I love this couple, and I wish they would work. They would be perfect for a Harlequin novel. Olivia and Brett, though, Olivia's feeling great and happy, and Brett is just struggling to make conversation. Brett's brother is very hopeful. Bridesmaids were talking with Brett, and it didn't go so well. But Brett talks with a groomsman, and Olivia chats with the bridesmaids, and Olivia is still hopeful and seems at ease. What am I going to give Olivia and Brett? I wish I could say a 10. I mean, looks-wise, they're the perfect couple. But Brett just seems to be still in his zone of like wanting to be a social dater. So I'm going to have to say no. No. Oh, and that brings us to Armani and Woody. Now this was my couple. I love this couple. They were outstanding. Woody compliments Armani, and the glasses ring, and they all want them to do his kiss, and they do small kisses because it's kind of a self-conscious thing, and I think that's cool. Armani thanks, or Woody thanks the father and stepdad for letting Armani be in the experiment, which I thought was so respectful. And the stepdad seems hopeful of this union. Woody doesn't have a dad, but now 2 dads, as they both have welcomed him into the family. Very beautiful. Because she has a dad and a stepdad. Armani meets the groomsmen, and they get along great. Armani's bridesmaid chat, good chat. It just is a good all-around couple. I think that one, actually, I'm still going to give that one a yes. Even though they show the previews of what's to come this season, it didn't look hopeful. But I think that's to get us to watch, right? Now, they all arrive at we're throwing the bouquet. And this part, I thought, was the craziest thing I've ever seen between Bennett and Amelia. Amelia says it's in her family, it's a tradition. They swing this egg, and if you catch it in your mouth, you get good luck. He eats the egg, and she says it's an honorable act of love. And Bennett says, It tasted pretty good. It's a raw egg you caught in your mouth. Just a reminder. Okay, moving on. They arrive at the hotel. Bennett unbuttons Amelia's gown. Miles says we made it, and lies on the bed with Karen, and Brett unzips Olivia's gown, and Armani gets Woody's help to get out of her dress. Henry and Christiana seems awkward. Henry helps her out of the dress anyway. Karen asks Miles to rub her feet while she hugs a body pillow. Amelia and Bennett chat. Olivia and Brett kiss. Olivia's hopeful that something will come of the wedding night. Honey, if it does, it ain't gonna last long. Woody and Armani just chat, and then they show previews of what's to come this season. Again, I'm trying to be a little bit more optimistic because everybody's been on my case about being a little bit more upbeat. So I gave another couple a positive rating of yes, it might work. But honestly, I don't know if it will, but we'll all have to stay tuned and wait for another Married at First Sight update to get knowing what's happening on the show. Now, tomorrow night is the Married at First Sight Australia. So you definitely want to stay tuned, and hopefully tomorrow night I'm going to feel a lot better than I do tonight, and we're going to get a good workout in. But tonight, for some reason, I just feel off still. I don't know what's going on there. Like I said, I do have homework to do on farm animals and what a red dirt road, what colors I can use with my colored pencils to make a red dirt road, not look like the barn. I don't want it to look like the barn. But anyway, that's where we're at with that. Any cahoots. Stay tuned. We got book review up next.